Boo Cinema is a deceptively simple track. The theme is definitely on point, and there are some super cool ways to race on the course, but for the most part, it's a linear track with few alternate routes that are faster than the baseline. But it has some of the most hidden in plain sight pathways to take. So in today's video, let's go over every road less traveled on Boo Cinema. We start off at the beginning, where we can use a mushroom through this off-road section and save around 0.5 seconds compared to the baseline, which, if you're new to the series, the baseline is a time trial that I did where all I do is take the fastest routes with no shortcuts, no mushrooms, just the tightest turns on the road. So, if you see the time trial ghosts, that is what I am being compared to. Now, there is one more way to take this first corner, and that's to go a bit wide, mushroom through the off-road, and trick off of this tiny bump. Wall ride on the wall into a rail ride above. Then force our way through the fence. And everything about this route is difficult and finicky. You could get caught in this divot, or you could fail to get to the railing and have a terrible turn, or miss the trick jump to begin with, forcing you behind the baseline. And some weird physics could even happen, like not wall riding for some reason and failing the turn. Or launching straight up in the air, nearly touching the ceiling. Like, what is this game? Well, anyway, if you do manage to get this shortcut, I would recommend using a second mushroom through the fence up top, just to feel cool, and it's faster and more convenient. Anyway, let's move on to the next section. So, let's go to the next alternate route as we go around the corner. Instead of driving on the road, we can trick onto this railing. But taking it normally will end up having you take a very wide and bad turn as you lead towards the screen. So instead, we need to be careful and neutral jump off of this bump here. But we are still a bit slower. So to take this route optimally, jump onto the rail, neutral trick, and then right trick to this incline. And then aerial trick left to align yourself onto the course. And it saves a bit of time. And timing is very important for this trick, or you might end up losing a lot of speed. Next up, as we go into the screen, we start to get a few more options, which are almost all slower than just taking the normal route. But we still have options. Most simply, we can use the boost panels on the outside to collect some coins. It puts us behind a little bit though. Instead, as we jump through the screen, we can land on the left guide rail to get some more coins. But then our drift around the corner is a bit bad, and this adds 1.2 seconds of time. Similarly to the left rail, we can charge jump onto the right rail. But, don't. This is very bad, and you don't even get coins. And finally, there is the film rolls, which is important to this track. If the film is rotating forward on laps 1 and 3, we can take it to save us some time. But if we do this on lap 2, we will lose time. So keep that in mind. As we move to the next film roll, we have a similar amount of options, all equally bad. This film roll is moving backwards on lap 1 and 3, and it moves forward on lap 2. Additionally, it's a bit more finicky to stay on the inside of this turn. Now, we'll get back to these film rolls at the end of the video for some fun. But until then, let's subscribe and go on to the other alternate routes. We have the right side rail, which gives us 3 coins, and then we can forward jump off of it, losing us a second and a half. Then we have the left side rail, which also gives us 3 coins, but it only loses us 1 second, so it's a better option. Alternatively, we can combine the two. Left trick off of the upper rail and land on the lower one, losing us 2.12 seconds for 6 coins. Is it ever worth it? Maybe if you need the coins. Now, as we glide out of the movie, we have one final turn to take. And sadly, the railing in the middle is so awkward and slow that it should really never be taken. But there is an advanced method of taking this turn. You need to get some hidden tricks by shaking the controller and jumping onto the wall, then tricking off of the wall to save a tiny bit of time. Now, normally, that would be all. I would end the video here. But in this course specifically, I'd like to talk about the feather. Most of the time, I don't go over feather shortcuts, because it can dramatically increase the amount of available routes, and it would just be very difficult to find them all. But in this course, there is only one main section where the feather is beneficial, and they open up this course to brand new pathways. As we jump into the movies, you can aim off of the ledge and use the feather mid-air to land on top of the film roll. If you are on lap 1 and 3, you spin ahead quickly. make left tricks and land back on the rail in rapid succession, and then forward trick off the end to save you about 0.4 seconds than taking the section normally. And this trick is really cool. But it got me thinking, can we get onto the second film roll? I haven't seen it done before. So, as we approach the film roll, I tried to charge jump and then feather, but the charge jump gets rid of the oomph that the feather provides. And then I thought, what if I jump off of this wheel on the left? And to my surprise, it kinda got me to the right height, but I'm nowhere near where I need to be. But it feels like it's possible. So I spent lots of time attempting this jump over and over. And eventually, I got up there. But the wheel was spinning the wrong way. So I kept trying and trying over and over, but I kept making slight mistakes over and over. And as I did this, I slowly learned the best process to jump up. You drive off the course slightly before the wheel, and then feather as you approach the apex of the wheel. Angle yourself right as you initially jump, but then quickly hold left and left trick to make it onto the film roll. And after many attempts, here are my best 2 successes, where I got up to the wheel fairly quickly, and the wheel was spinning in the correct direction, and I nailed all the tricks to go around the corner as quickly as possible. Now, because this was done outside of time trials, I had to estimate my time, and I estimate that this route is between 0.1 seconds faster and 0.4 seconds slower. Take into account the massive amount of risk that this route takes, and the fact you need a feather, and that you can only do this on lap 2, and this is probably not a route you will ever take. But it is absolute cinema. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed the series, please let me know which course you'd like to see next. Additionally, if you aren't subscribed but you want to subscribe, then here's some advice. You should subscribe! Boom! Problem solved! Anyway, thank you to my patrons on Patreon. Your patronizing on Patreon is very appatrionated. Patreonated. I messed that up. Well, anyway, thank you for watching, and have a nice day.